Happy birthday, my friend Lynn. I'll never forget how you told stories to my kids since they were maybe four years old, I think. How beautifully you engaged their spirits, their souls, their imaginations. And visiting you in your home in Berkeley and traveling, walking, taking a walk with you in the desert or on the seashore in the Bay Area. Thank you for all those beautiful times. And the Bat Mitzvah of Silan was another highlight. So be well, good health, love, good health and prosperity. Until 120 years. Ad 120. Kol Tuv.
Hi, Rabbi Lynn. Happy birthday. I'm so happy to be making this video for you. I was thinking about the first time I heard of you, which was I read an essay you wrote about American Jews and racism. And I remember feeling so thankful just to be reading an essay with that content. I hadn't ever read anything like that before. And then just being so amazed that it was a rabbi who was laying down the kind of analysis you were laying down. Made me really want to learn with you. So I did the first Summer Institute at the Community of Living Traditions so that I could spend the summer with you. And my first memory of you from that summer is you were telling a story, and it was an old Hasidic story, and you changed all the characters in the story to women. So I remember there was a princess in the story. And I just had this light bulb moment where I was like, oh, we can be deeply connected to our tradition and unapologetically feminist. And we don't have to choose. We can have both of those things, and we must have both of those things. And another memory I have from that summer is we were doing a training on nonviolence, and we were talking about activists pouring fake blood all over a nuclear reactor in order to destroy it. And this room full of young people who thought they were really radical were like, I guess that's violence. And I remember you saying, no, it isn't. It's destruction of property and civil disobedience, but it's not violence. And you have to start thinking differently about what the stakes are and about what lengths you might be willing to go to in order to create the kind of transformation that we so desperately need. And you just always bring that kind of political clarity to any room that you're in. And while I think of you as this political visionary, I also have these beautiful memories of Shabbos at your table, and there was always honey butter. And I'll never forget the honey butter because it was a symbol of just the pleasure and beauty and joyfulness and delight that you take in Jewishness and Jewish community and Yiddishkeit and Shabbos. And that's something I really learned from you. And I just want to close with my favorite thing about you, which is that every time you talk about future generations, you get tears in your eyes. And your voice kind of catches in your throat. I have this classic image of you teaching the Borges dance and talking about the future, but every time you talk about future generations, you start to cry. And I know that that is because you have such a passionate vision of the world that we're building together. And for me, it's you're such an important rabbinic model because you're that bridge between the visible and the invisible, and between tradition and transformation, and between the past and the future. And that's the kind of rabbi that I want to be. I love you so much. Happy birthday.
Hey, Lynn. Happy 70. Welcome to the 70 Club. I'm so sorry I can't be there with you in person, but my heart is with you, and we will have our own 70th celebration together. And I just so appreciate that you've been in my life these many years and been a real teacher to me. And we've gotten to share so many joys and challenges together in doing this work for justice and peace for Israel and Palestine. Thank you so much for writing a blurb on my first book, Voices from a Promised Land, Palestinian and Israeli Peace Activists Speak Their Hearts. You validated me way back when I was just starting to do this work, and it meant so much to me. And then you brought me to Albuquerque, and I got to show my slideshow. I think then I was calling it Women Waging Peace in Israel and Palestine, because you did that whole Middle East conference. I got to meet Roni Ben-Efrat. I got to see your amazing congregation that you've built with so many Conversos Jews, and meet Nathaniel and share your life a little bit. And I got to recruit you to the JVP advisory board. So many different things we've shared together. But you've just been a huge teacher for me, and I just really appreciate learning from you, your chutzpah, your wisdom, your curiosity, your courage, your vision. It's been a really good thing for the Jews and the Muslims and so many others. Happy 70, Lynn. I love you.
So I'm going to share a story about Lynn, a story that maybe none of you have heard. Well, even Lynn may have not heard this story before, because this is a story about her before she was born. Actually, we could call it a prophecy. And the angel came and he said, "Thou shalt bear a young girl, and you shall name her Lynn. And Lynn will be a woman who will stand strong for justice and peace. She will stand for righteousness. She will not only save her people from their mistakes, but she will present a true understanding of what Judaism is to the world." This is Lynn for me, as close as you could get to a messianic figure living on earth today. The first time I met her, I can't remember when and where it was, but I remember walking up to her and asked her if she could be my rabbi. And so Lynn is not just an activist. Lynn, you are a teacher to many of us, from different traditions, different faiths. You teach us humbleness, you teach us strength, you teach us to fight for justice no matter what the situation. The beautiful thing about you compared to the other Messiah is that you've outlived him twofolds. And so on this day, I just want to wish you many, many, many more years to come, where you are continuing to be a teacher to many of us, so that we would follow you in the path that you have chosen for yourself. Blessed birthday.
Rabbi Lynn, you have been such a force of fierceness and chutzpah and compassion and integrity in the rabbinate, and paved the way for rabbis like me to see a path for ourselves. Mazel, mazel, mazel tov. We love you.
Hello. So I am recording this video about a week after returning from an interfaith delegation to Honduras. Why was I on an interfaith trip to Honduras? Because about 2 months ago, I got an email from my dear friend and colleague and teacher, Rabbi Lynn Gottlieb, who said, "I'm going on this delegation and I'd love you to come." And so I went. Now, it was an amazing experience. I could say much, much more about that, but I bring this up because Rabbi Lynn Gottlieb has a history of getting me into her sacred shenanigans. And I can only say it has thoroughly enriched my life in so many ways. This dates all the way back to 2008, when she visited my former congregation to speak. I can't remember exactly what about, but when I was chatting with her, and it was the first time I really got to speak with her at length, she mentioned to me she had just returned from an interfaith delegation with the Fellowship of Reconciliation to Iran, of all places. And I was just blown away by what she was telling me. And I said to her, if you ever go back, I would be very interested in going. And she said, well, as a matter of fact, I'm going back in several months. And so lo and behold, at the end of 2008, I went with Rabbi Lynn on this amazing delegation to Iran. And we spent many long conversations on many long bus rides, getting to know one another. And really, I remember those conversations vividly. She really taught me a great deal, both through her own wisdom and her own example. And since that time, she has become a cherished friend, an important confidant and guide and teacher for me, as I know that she has for so many. The other thing that folks know, if they know Lynn well, is that in addition to her wisdom and her spirit, I think her humor is a very important aspect of what she embodies in life. And in fact, I think it was Rabbi Lynn Gottlieb who once said something like, if I can't tell corny jokes, I don't want to be part of your revolution, or something to that effect. At any rate, I could go on and on and on about my love for Rabbi Lynn, but really I'm here to tell you, Lynn, happy birthday, happy 70th. We love you, and I was so glad that you are part of our lives, and we can't wait to see what other kinds of sacred shenanigans you get us involved in on your journey. Bye-bye.
Hey, Lynn, I want to wish you the happiest of birthdays. And as I've been thinking about this birthday coming up for you, I was remembering back, about 1 million years to when a bunch of other baby feminist activist type people and me used to meet regularly in an oval hot tub in Los Angeles and help each other to grow into the kind of presences that we hope to be in Earth. And as we were talking about doing that and trying to figure out the best way that we could possibly grow and learn and be inspired, somebody suggested that we take a pilgrimage to New Mexico and we meet Lynn Gottlieb. And you know what? We didn't do it then, but I have had the pleasure since of coming to know and love and admire and be inspired and taught by you in so many ways, and all your wisdom over the years. So as your birthday is here, I want to celebrate not only your undying commitment and not only your great clarity of vision, but also the color and joy and effervescence that emanate from you so often, and that fill your artwork and fill your advocacy work and fill your friendships in Palestine and elsewhere, even as you deal with the hardest and most difficult things there are in life. So I wish you a most joyous birthday. I hope you feel filled with the kavod of so many in our world who love you, I among them. Happy birthday, dear. Ad mea v'esrim.
Lynn, we have known each other for a couple of decades. It's hard to know how to select just one or two things to talk about some of the amazing experiences that we've had together. I think I'll mention a time in Hebron that stands out so much in my mind. I think it was the first interfaith delegation of the Interfaith Peace Builders, which you and I helped to start together. It was an amazing delegation. Difficult, but we had always done everything together, Christians, Muslims, and Jews. And we came to the Cave of the Patriarchs in Hebron, where there is a Jewish synagogue on one side and a Muslim mosque on the other side of the tomb. And the Israeli soldiers said, well, Jews have to go into the synagogue side, and Christians and Muslims have to go into the mosque side. You thought for a little, and then you said, actually, we've always done everything together. I think we should stay together. I've been committing civil disobedience all my life, and I'll go with you into the Ibrahimi Mosque on the Muslim side. Immediately, the Muslim member of our delegation, Tarek, said, well, you could be my temporary wife for the afternoon. You readily accepted, and he helped you adjust your hijab, and you went into the mosque with the rest of us. But the moment that I remember the most was when you and Rabia were standing by Sarah's tomb, and a young Palestinian man came up and asked, "Would you like to learn the Muslim prayer that we say at Sarah's tomb?" An American Jew and an American Muslim learned the Muslim prayer for Sarah's tomb in that mosque that afternoon together. It was an amazing time, and brought us all together in the future that we hope we are building, in which Muslims, Jews, and Christians will continue to work, struggle, live, and worship, and pray together. You've been a great friend. Happy birthday.
Hi, I'm Ellen, and my favorite memories with Rabbi Lynn are at Jewish Voice for Peace Community Seders, where for several years she led us in beautiful ritual, as we also honor Jewish solidarity with others who are oppressed: Palestinians, Black and Brown people, Indigenous people. Rabbi Lynn lives her life according to the principle that never again means never again for anyone, and I love her for that.
Rabbi Lynn, happy birthday. I appreciate you greatly. My favorite memory of you is dancing around Sukkot. Is also just sitting on the couch and having one-on-one conversations, supporting you as an elder and wise one, and you supporting me as that. I adore you. This community, the world Jewish community, and this whole world population is better with you in it and adding your voice and your holy chutzpah. I love you. Please stay on this earth for a long time. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let's dance and drink something soon.
Rabbi Lynn, I am thrilled to be a part of your celebration for your 70th birthday, and I will always be grateful to you for all the ways in which I'm a better person because of our friendship. There are so many ways in which we've spent time together in meaningful moments. I remember the conversation in the van on the way from Ghost Ranch back down to Albuquerque, where we first dreamed up the community of living traditions together. I remember countless conversations in kayaks as we floated on the lakes in Harriman Park. I remember all kinds of conversations in the midst of creating the community in its earliest moments of formation. I remember dreaming up the Summer Institute together. I remember all the ways in which you've laughed and made others laugh around you. And I remember, in particular, the ways in which I'm a better person because you're my rabbi. Congratulations on your 70th birthday.
From the Community of Living Traditions and Stony Point Center, happy birthday, Rabbi Lynn!
Rabbi Lynn, you are an incredible role model of political integrity, deep love of people, commitment to joy and working for justice, and a belief in holy struggle and vision and hard work and what it looks like to be committed to that over a lifetime. You are one of the people who made it possible for me to think it might be worth it to become a rabbi. And every space I've been in with you, when we are stuck or confused, you are usually the one who brings us to our biggest visions and most deeply held beliefs and brings clarity of purpose and power. I just want to thank you for who you are in the world and all you've done, and say happy birthday. I'm honored to learn from you and to try to follow in your footsteps.
Chaim Belyak, and we have met a few times. I want to tell you, first of all, happy birthday, and also share with you that on many occasions you have been the courageous example that has asked the difficult questions and acted. I remember occasions of going to learn about Iran, about going to learn about other questions of justice and fairness. And there you were at the forefront. I want to thank you for all that you have done as a leader, and wish you many, many years of happiness and courage.
Reb Lynn, happy birthday. Thank you for showing us that while organizing and teaching and leading and praying and listening and studying is important, it must come with a healthy dose of joy and creativity and good art. Thank you for paving a way I'm so glad to be in this world in this moment with you. And I cannot wait to see what will come in your next lifetime. You should live to 120. And now, ahead of your next bat mitzvah, God willing, I cannot wait to see what kind of adult you choose to become on the second time around.
Hi, Lynn. Birthday greetings from afar, from across the oceans and continents, from Israel. Wish you were here. Always happy when you are here. You've been an inspiration and a partner in peace work, solidarity with Palestinians, bringing about a better Judaism. Got a long way to go still, so hope you stick around for many, many more years. Mazal tov, yishar koach.
Happy birthday, Rabbi Lynn. I just want to thank you so much for your lifelong commitments to social justice, nonviolence, care for the earth, and for developing leadership of young adults. You have such amazing talents in drumming and storytelling, especially Lilith, and in naming things like the Community of Living Traditions and Farm the Land, Grow the Spirit. And I just wish you all the best on your special day. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lynn. It's a delight, really a pleasure to be recording this tribute to you. They asked me what is the favorite memory that I have with you. I think a recent memory that I kind of cherish is when you were here for the Sacred Images residency, and you were making a presentation to one of the high school classes, and you brought a siddur and a shofar with you, and I sat there listening to you and feeling somehow or other your ability to so simply but powerfully convey to young people the oddly exotic and multicultural, multinational kind of experience that young Jewish people go through to actually become familiar with their tradition. So I loved seeing you do it. I loved the naturalness and the power, surprising power that that simple demonstration had in it. And Lynn, you're a lifeline for me personally to Judaism, to the creative ways in which it can be both explored and conveyed, and to ways in which we as Jews can be effective in the world. I love you for that. And again, I wish you a joyous 70th birthday and many more. Bye.
My earliest memory of Lynn is sitting in City College in New York in a little room with Elie Wiesel. I think just the two of us were the students. We were studying Hasidic stories with Wiesel. And he would get called in the middle of our conversation to go and talk to Henry Kissinger about Middle East peace negotiations. What I've learned from you, Lynn, is to always know when silence is betrayal, to always know to have the courage to speak up. I have a fond memory of you doing feminist drama and theater at Mishkan Shalom shortly after its founding in Philadelphia. And I've learned so much from you about courage and about sticking to what you believe and imagining a completely different feminist Judaism dedicated to nonviolence. And my blessing for you is Shlama Rabba China v'chista v'rachamin v'chayin arichin u'mezone reviche u'furkana min kadam avohon v'imahon divishmaya. May you be blessed with long life, with peace, with many students, and may we all witness liberation together with all of Israel, all of Ishmael, and all the world. Happy birthday to you. Bye-bye.
Hi, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Freilichen Geburtstag. Happy birthday. You're 70. Wow. Well done. I'm wearing a beard in your honor of my hair. And I didn't know I could do this. It's only because of you that I knew that it's kind of, there's a sideburn and then there's a full frontal. Yeah. Looks pretty good, Alana. Thanks. We really love you, Lynn. We love you so much. We were starting to talk about going to your house and how we both felt like we entered into this magical universe of color and Torah sprouting from the garden. And testament to your relationships and to your loves and to your incredible actions and manifestations in the world. And
just being a part of the deep learning that happens in your house was a deep gift that I had a few years ago when I first met you, I think. That was when I met you also at your house. I'm just remembering last summer spending time with you at Stony Point, and just the wonderful learning that happened and the stories that you told, and just feeling so captivated that I was able to enter into your stories and experience them myself, and feeling so grateful to have an elder who had all the experiences that you had, and to share that with me, and all the people there, it felt really special. And I really look forward to learning so much from you and learning so much with you.
Besides you keeping me actually sane on the Rabbinical Council, the memory that just popped into my head is you joyously leading the Shabbaton folks in dance last year, and basically being like, fuck all the talking, we're going to get up and dance. And I particularly remember Mikva's face dancing of just like total elation, let go. And that's what you know how to do. You know how to like change it up and like turn things into being more real and more connected, and to the point of like why we're here on this earth. We love you, Lynn.
Yeah, and you bring this amazing genuineness just to so many spaces. I deeply appreciate. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Shalom, salam, buenos dias, Rabbi Lynn. I'm here at maybe 12,000 feet, wishing you a very, very happy birthday. I thought I should get to the top of the mountain to give a bird's eye view and to really look back at these past 70 years of your life and reflect on the awesomeness, the amazingness of your legacy. I have so many amazing stories of traveling with you, from Iran to Gaza, Egypt, Israel, Palestine, all over the United States, almost getting arrested together at the border in US Mexico. So many good times. And I am just wishing you many decades to come of joy and goodness, and may you live to be beyond 100 years. And so many of us benefit so deeply from your teachings. You've left an imprint on Judaism that it will never be the same. And your storytelling is such an inspiration to me. And I want to show you what the mountains look like and invite you to think over this past 70 years about the peaks of joy and ecstasy, the peaks of success and wonder and inspiration, the peaks of deep insight, and also the valleys of challenge, the valleys of hardship, and to reflect fully on the deep fullness of your life and the gifts that you bring and all the ways that you're so appreciated. Blessing you up for such goodness. Yom Haledet Sameach. Mwah. Love you.